All right, Shalom. We the Hebrew Israelites. We come out here every week and prophesy and teach the Holy Bible in the Holy Spirit of truth. Before we begin, we want to give all the praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh,
Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Makapadash,
which is the true name of the Heavenly Father, the name of his only begotten Son, who the world English called Jesus Christ. In the name of the Holy Spirit, we're going to give a double honors to our apostles and elders of the great wisdom who taught us this truth. And much love, peace, and salutation to all the fellow laborers of the tabernacle of David, though for elect, scattered throughout the four winds of the earth, pushing his gospel of truth and sincerity. You come in, bro. You know, we out here another week, to bring the truth to our people, which are people that you see listed on the sign, the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites that the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
And we're only out here to address you, all right, to preach unto you the gospel of salvation, because you're the only people who pertains salvation. No other nation, man. All right, somebody.
Another word that's like repentance also.
Con.
To them the way of repentance.
Which that goes hand in hand. In order for you to even receive the salvation, you need to repent. What does it mean to repent? It means to turn back with sorrow. Acknowledge your wicked ways, your transgressions, man. That's why the Lord has men like us. He woken us up in these last days to be sent to our people to return them back to the Father, man. By speaking what? His word, the truth. All right, Isaiah 58, cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet and show my people their transgressions, the house of Jacob, their sins. All right, and we're not supposed to spare our people, man. We know how emotional our people can get because they're so used to being lied to. Okay? So either way, we're commanded to come out here, being obedient to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, to go out here and bring out his word, man. Okay? It's a Sunday. All right, a lot of our people, more than likely, they're taking their mothers out, to go out and eat, because it's so-called Mother's Day today. Which, I don't know how many years got to go by, and all this truth and information has to constantly be put out there for you jakes to realize that you're partaking in iniquity. All right. Now, of course, the scriptures do say to honor your father and your mother, but there's no specific celebration date that the Lord gave us that we must,
because you're supposed to do it every day. By this so-called that's spirit. But by Esau throwing this narrative, this Queen of Heaven worship day out there, that's just putting Jake further in the mind of women worship, man. Hey, it says honor thy father and thy mother. First off, you're supposed to be giving praises and honor unto Yahweh Shai. Then it goes your father and your mother, man. Your mother is just the one that birthed you. She was the soil for the seed from your father to go into, man. Y'all take it too far. Cause hey, Jake really only gives reverence into their mothers on this day. Cause hey, throughout the rest of the year, they treat their mothers like poop, man.
Hey, to land back on what you said, all you gotta do is be an upstanding person in the righteous ways of the Most High, and you fulfill all of that. You don't have to worry about, let me treat my mom, because you naturally gonna treat her with the right level of respect and the right level of honor towards her.
Okay.
But you're gonna do that to yourself and to everybody else with a stable mind also.
God,
you guys are lost in the sauce, worshiping after these women, man. Okay? They're a very light thing when you think of the big scope of purpose upon the planet.
God,
but you know what? But let me say this though, just to put it on perspective, to have balance. Mothers are needful.
Absolutely.
In their rightful order, they're needful. They have a very important purpose.
Vital role.
Going back to let's go to the beginning. We might as well get it. Let's go to Genesis 1. Bible Basics 101.
Hey, but you almost got to do this, for Jake to get it.
And as long as it's in this order, it's absolutely beautiful, man. Okay. This is how it's supposed to be. All right, man getting with woman and multiplying. That was the original order in the earth before the serpent turned everything out of its order.
first chapter, or you want that third chapter?
Well, get Genesis 1 and like was it like 25, 26 maybe?
Yep. I got Genesis 1 and 26. Yeah, it says, and the Most High God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let him have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the fowl of the air, over the cattle, and over all earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth.
Yep. So when the Lord, when He created us, He made sure that the sons of Adam, you know, which were the sons of the Most High, that they would have dominion over all the creatures of the creation. And you know, just to, you know, it might go over some of you heads, but the sons of God were they were part of the Alahayim, the angels that actually helped the Messiah create this thing. Okay? So of course, they were also given the dominion to rule over. Starting with the first Adam, which we know is to be Yahweh Shai, man. Okay? Hey, don't it tell you in Colossians that all these things were created by Him and for Him? You know? Through Him all things consist. Go ahead, Art. And so He created an order. He created man and woman, male and female. Created He them. Showing you that it wasn't just you know, one species. Right, no, man. On the day of the Lord's creation, He created several people, man. He created nations on the day of the creation.
They weren't divided into nations at that point, but there was a class system.
Yeah.
There were different classes of people upon the earth.
Yeah.
Everybody was dark skinned. There was a class of the sons of God, the sons of the men, and the sons of the wicked.
Which that was Cain's line, sons of the wicked. The sons of God was the Adamites. Okay.
And that serpent was a man that came out of that wicked because he did a wicked thing. Genesis 1 and 27. So the Most High, so God, I gotta read it.
Yeah.
You know? So God, or Alahayim, I should
powers.
put that there. The powers created man in His own image. In the image of the Most High created He him. Male and female created He them. Yep.
And that's the order, man. You know, prior to the serpent, you know, doing a psychological mind fuck on the world. You know, that was the norm. Everybody know that there's only male and female. But now there's no male or female under this current society.
It's everything but male and female.
You know?
Hey, Salat, since we was just talking about it, it just shows you that even a camera will lie to you. A device is now programmed to lie to you with this new Snapchat filter. And you can turn a man into a woman. That shows you how the gender creation is all out of whack. Okay, this devil has gotten out of control to where he's already deceived the people to where their mind, but now he wants even those with a level head to be deceived as well. He wants to deceive the whole earth.
Yeah. And those same ideas he's teaching your children.
You know? So that Brother Moses, right? Yeah. He had it was on Snap one of the things anyway. It was a kid cartoon that had a mother and a father at first watching the baby. That was cool. Then it had two men, Jake's too, but they had two men watching their baby. Then it had a single parent. No, it had two mothers and then a single parent watching the baby. Madness. Yeah, it's a reality, but why would you put that in a kid's mind? Why would you put that in kids that are never going to go through that experience? That have their mother and father. Why would you expose them to that?
Yeah. Because Esau's he's trying to destroy the minds of the new generation, man.
Yeah.
He wants this world to become a bazaar, man. You know, it suits his wicked agenda. And this also works as a depopulation tool. Because he doesn't, the same order that the brother's getting ready to read concerning a male and female coming together, Esau is trying to basically cut that down and reduce the earth's population. That's why he's pushing homosexuality and transgenderism so heavy. You know? He
succeeded with Planned Parenthood.
Condoms
And all of that.
That's another thing, man. That's why, you know, you women, you finna come out here and act like you're supposed to get all this praise. But a lot of our women, especially in Western culture, your tradition, your values isn't really to be a mother and a family. It's really to go out and serve your own purpose, fulfill your own pleasures, go out and travel the world, get your career going, get independent to where you don't need a husband or a man in the house. And that's all those philosophies is what the serpent planted into your mind, man. That's why the family structure is out of whack, man. That's why this devil got to go. But let's get back to that. Let's finish that up and get to the point.
Verse 28, and the Elohim blessed them, and the Elohim said to them, be fruitful and multiply.
Be fruitful. Meaning to what? Bring forth. Okay? Bring forth in abundance, man. We were designed to have plenty of babies, man. Yeah. We're baby making machines, man.
Right.
The Lord created us like that. Don't you know each male scrotum got millions of sperm cells?
Yeah,
We could populate our own personal planets, man.
They said 30 men could impregnate every woman in the world.
Yeah. Real talk, man.
And probably not that long a time, probably like a year or two.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But what is this the serpent telling you? You know, he's telling you shouldn't do that.
Genesis.
You know?
He can't do it like that.
Genesis 9:1.
Come on, man. And then he writes laws so that you don't do it. These alimony and child support laws, man.
Now Jake, that's another level where got Jake scared to be with the women like this, you know? On that level, got their head built up to where they know they can trap you. You know, if you didn't have laws written to where women can trap men, the world would be happier. Women would be sharing, but you'd be happier.
Yeah. And what is that in the Apocrypha, where it talks about you have good things and the wicked turns it into evil? So it's in Sirach. I know it's in Sirach.
Genesis 9:1, and Yahweh blessed Noah and his sons and said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth.
Yeah, this was after. That was the original idea we read back with the Adamites, with the male and females, right? Well, he had to kill the whole, he repented because of how wicked the people. Matter of fact, jump up to the 6th chapter. That's like around the top of the 6th chapter, I think, he repented to dealing with him. Repented.
It's Genesis 6:1. And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and the daughters were born unto them, that the sons of Yahweh saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose.
So the children of the Most High God began to start dipping and dabbing into the lower class of people, into the daughters of men. That was a lower level of people. Okay, Most High really didn't want it that way originally. Right?
And the Lord Yahweh said, my spirit shall not always strive with men, for that he is also flesh.
Yeah, men are carnal. People upon the earth that are created, they're carnal. They do carnal shit. They're not as spiritual as I would have had them created them to be.
Yet his days shall be 120 years.
Knocked us down to 120 years.
Yep.
There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of Yahweh came in unto the daughters of men.
Hey, and you know, every time we bring the scripture out, we kind of got to bring context to it, because everybody got that
Christian.
that Christian, that bugged out, you know, Stephen King, you know, fables. No, when it talks about giants, it's talking about fallen ones. These were men that were famous for their might. They were valiant. Okay, they were strong because they were the sons of the power, man. Just like we are today, we're sons of the power, but the Most High basically lowered our estate.
He took our stature.
He took away our stature.
knocked us down to 120 years right there.
Yeah. You read the previous chapter over, it tells you how the sons of God were living this amount of years. You know, Methuselah, he was 969 years old. You know, you had men that was able to begot children when they was 400, 500 years old, man. Back then.
The brother Gabar Yahweh just posted this scripture, Sirach 11 and 31.
Con. Yep.
And that's what we was looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they bear children to them. The same became mighty men which were of old, men of renown.
At the water, brother. Yeah, that's what I wanted.
And the Most High saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually.
In other words, just like today, everybody was on that do as thou wilt spirit. Just like today, man. Do as thou wilt. Do what feels good. Everybody was in that liberal spirit back then. So the earth became exceedingly wicked. And the Most High got disgusted, and that's why he was getting prepared to wipe the earth out, flush it out like a global-sized toilet. Okay? But the Lord, he always had a remnant that he would have a mercy upon to preserve his holy seed, man, the chosen. So he used who? He ended up using Noah, which was a part of the seed line of the sons of God, to be safe from the judgment. But everybody else became corrupted. That's why it tells you in the New Testament, you know how in the days of Noah they were eating and drinking and being merry. So they were just carrying on with their worldly daily activities, being carnal and wicked, given to their sinful carnal nature. And the Most High got sick of it. Okay? So basically the sons of God who became corrupted, being around all these other nations, learning their vain, wicked practices, basically they went down with these other nations, man. And that's why the Lord had to flood the earth out. So go ahead, Doc.
It's continuing 7, and it it's like a continuing 6. And it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart.
Yep.
So I think that was pretty much it.
Jump to after the flood, because he ended up saving Noah and his 3 sons and their wives. So it was 8 souls that made it through the flood. You know, after the Lord commanded Noah to build that ark up, and while he was building that ark up, he was prophesying that the Lord was going to bring judgment upon the world, because it had never rained before. So when he was prophesying that rain would fall upon them, the people took it lightly. They took it for a joke, because that was something that never happened.
Yeah.
There was
Okay.
a mist that came up, the water sprung up from the springs of the earth.
To water the earth.
That way.
Like the dew on
There
your
wasn't large bodies of water, and it was just like a mist over the crust of the earth.
That's it.
That's really all it needed, because it wasn't polluted
Right.
like it is now. You know, it just needed just enough to do.
It was eating back then.
Yeah.
Genesis 9 and 1. And Yahweh blessed Noah and his sons and said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth.
Now, go to Genesis 8.
Right with the water was
The water went down, basically. So that 13.
Genesis 8:13. And it came to pass in the 601st year, in the first month, the first day of the month, the waters were dried up from the earth, and Noah removed the covering
that's
of
the
the
beginning of the year. Spiritual.
And Noah removed the covering of the ark and looked, and behold, the face of the ground was dry. And in the 2nd month, on the 7th and 20th day of the month, was the earth dried. And the Most High spake unto Noah, saying, go forth of the ark, thou and thy wife and thy sons' wives with thee. Bring forth with thee every living thing that is with thee, of all flesh, both of fowl and of cattle, and of
You know,
every
he filled up the ark with animals. You know that part.
and of the
seven of each, and then one of each was to be a sacrifice. clean animals were to be a sacrifice. Showing you that animal sacrifice was it goes before Moses.
Yep, go before the law.
Okay, the law was oral back then. Okay?
Yeah.
And it was carried as a tradition through the sons of God,
Right.
who later became the children of Israel.
Right.
Go ahead, all right.
Bring forth with thee every living thing that is with thee, of all flesh, both of fowl and of cattle, and of creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth, that they may breed abundantly in the earth and be fruitful.
That they may breed abundantly. Okay? Abundantly, man. And that's talking about all the species. Everything that was reserved, make sure they all breed out and fill the earth, you know, with an increased population. You know? And when you have a multitude of cattle and, you know, fresh everything, that's how the earth is plenished.
Yep.
You know, and that's also how you could be rich. Those are riches, actually. To have cattle, that's riches, man. That's substance.
For what, and it's not just for me, like just for what they can do.
Right.
You know, just have them for what
And-
milk from the cow, or
Yeah.
besides just just to cut it up for eating beef.
So we can have an ecosystem,
Yep.
you know, which Esau, he doesn't appreciate the ecosystems. That's why he constantly destroys them. Okay? Showing you that this man is literally, he's not about life on the earth. He's more so about death. Okay?
That was the vibration or the type of spirit that he was given. The spirit that's within him is not upright in him.
Yeah.
That spirit, the soul, I forgot how to measure it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not upright. He's not thinking the way that the natural man upon the earth thinks, let alone the Israelites think. He's thinking the opposite.
Yeah, finish.
Continue. It says that they may breed abundantly in the earth and be fruitful and multiply upon the earth.
Be fruitful and multiply upon the earth. And that's the purpose, man. The Lord commanded that. And here it is, you know, Esau, he's put a lot of demonic philosophies out there to where people don't want to multiply. Now it's monogamous, you know, it's just you and her, okay? And you put children in her, but it's only for so long that you're able to do that with just one woman.
Yeah.
You can't multiply with one.
No,
That's just addition.
yeah, like Bobby was saying, nah, man. Yeah, man. We're supposed to multiply on the earth. Okay? But in today's society, you know, women are tying their tubes so that they can't get impregnated.
Yeah, no woman wants to no woman wants to sit up there and just make babies all day. Not in this society. They got pleasure and happiness, and they only got a limited amount of time. Just think about how the man is thinking in a day like now. If a woman's looks only are good by the standard of the Western culture anyway, if their looks are only good up to 30, 40 years old, no man wants to deal after that. A woman sometimes, how old was Sarah that had a baby at 90? Like, it still was possible. But in this society, nobody's trying to have women with kids with a woman over her 40s. The doctors are telling you can't even do it. You're going to have all types of complications that can't be done. You're going to have miscarriages and so on and so forth.
That's what
because of the weak nature of our bodies.
That's one of the reasons why Esau has a low birth rate. That's the reason why their population is being reduced.
They make you start after 18. They tell you you're not supposed to have sex till you're a consenting adult at 18, but then you got to cut it off at like around 35, 40 years old. That's no time to make no real family. You go back to not even 100 years ago, to some of our grandparents and great-grandparents even, and they started at like 14, 15, 16 years old and got like 9 kids.
That's 50 years ago, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
50 years ago.
It wasn't that long ago.
That's 2 generations.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, right back.
Yeah, that was.
I'll be right back.
Where'd you leave off at?
17, 18.
19. Yeah, read all the way down to Genesis 9 and 1.
This Genesis 8 and 18, and Noah went forth and his sons and his wife and his sons' wives with him, every beast, every creeping thing, and every fowl, and whatsoever creepeth upon the earth after their kinds, went forth out of the ark. And Noah builded an altar unto the Lord Yahweh, and took up every clean beast and every clean fowl, and offered burnt offerings on the altar.
Showing you that the law was intact even back then, way prior to Moses. Okay.
Yep.
Go ahead.
And the Lord Yahweh smelled a sweet savor, and the Lord said in his heart, I will not again curse the ground any more for man's sake, for the imaginations of man's heart is evil from his youth. Neither will I again smite any more everything living, as I have done, while the earth remaineth, seed time and harvest, and cold and heat, and summer and winter, and day and night shall not cease.
Go ahead.
And this is Genesis 9 and 1. And the Most High blessed Noah and his sons, and said unto them, Be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth.
Replenish the earth, man. Be fruitful and multiply. Okay? But you see, the devil can only take something that's good for us and turn it into something evil.
God.
Get that in Sirach 11 and 31.
Ecclesiastes, Sirach 11 and 31. For he lieth in wait and turneth good into evil, and in things worthy of praise will lay blame upon thee.
Yeah, man. And that's what he does. The things that are good for us, Esau, he turns it into something that can become evil for you, man. You know? It's the fact that we have the God-given a right to spread our seed. Esau, he created a system that'll oppress you for trying to multiply your seed. You know? And then when you do have your seed in this society, he makes it to where you can't raise them.
Nope.
He has to be the one to raise your child. So really all this praise that you're giving these women, you might as well be giving that praise to this damn devil, man. Because he's the one that's indoctrinating the children. He's the one that's schooling them. He's teaching them,
Yep.
instructing them, man. Teaching you his story, his false history, man. You know, and the mother's the one that's enforcing Esau's philosophies
Yep.
and his knowledge upon the child. Hey, certain fathers, you know, they'll understand, like, you know what, if school ain't for you, hey man, learn a trade, man. Get in a skill.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Do good for yourself, man. If you could do it on your own, then hey, the hell with this college educational system.
God.
It's mainly our mothers that push that. Hey, you better go to college. You better get your education. You know, and make you feel like you're nobody if you don't. But she's being used as a tool to enforce Esau's philosophies on you, man.
Yep.
His indoctrination.
To enforce the wisdom of this world on you.
Con. And that's where our people become psychologically corrupted, man.
God.
And it's starting early. Now they get to learn, all right, what a transvestite is, or what love is between two males or two females.
LGBT.
What the hell does a child need to know about something like that, man? Here it is, you make it illegal for a man that's 19, 20 years old to deal with a chick that's 16 in California, but yet a first grader is on a level to know that two men getting together there's no harm in that, that's normal.
And you could get a sex change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, man. This society is totally it's warped, man. It's totally bugged out. It's polluted, man. And the longer that we dwell here in this society, the more our people just gonna die off, man. You know? You understand? Go ahead.
It's Proverbs chapter 22 and verse 6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it.
Yeah, because children, they have the ability to absorb instruction.
Yep.
You know, you instill the discipline into them, all right? And it's natural. Children, they look up to older people, and they look to you for leadership, for guidance. You know, they start to see things and they start to mimic it because that's what they're being taught.
That's why Esau gets them young.
Yeah.
And it's a certain age, I don't know the age or the age gap is, but where kids absorb everything.
Yeah.
Everything you tell them, they take it as fact, and it sticks with them. And when they get to a certain age, it's hard to break all that shit off, you know?
Exactly.
And that's why they, like your brother said, they start them early with, you know, LGBT history and all that wicked, abominable shit. It's
Yeah.
like,
That's right, man. Hey, man. That's so really the ultimate parent is the damn devil, man.
Because when you really look into the system, and say you have a 2-parent household, right? Okay, you have a 2-parent household. You never, who's to say that the mother and the father go to work at the same time? So now your kids got to catch the bus. Say they don't work at the same time. So you got one parent waking up at 8 o'clock, you know, taking the kids to school, and then the other parent waking up at let's say 7 at night. One is working the day shift, one is working the night shift. So now that both of the parents are never really together because they both working. Now the kid is spending 6 to 7 hours at school. Now if the kid is playing sports, that's like 9 to 11 hours at school, you know? So now you really only getting to see your kid for what? For dinner, which is probably, let's say, an hour and a half before the other parent has to go to work. Now the parents ain't cooking the home cooked meal, so now you gotta get fast food. Now the kid can only do his homework. So that's only leaving them probably like 2 to 2.5 hours for the child to be with the parents, to learn from the parents, which means what? That the school system is raising your kids.
and TV and social media too.
Because now they got the phones.
They got the smartphones,
Kind.
technology.
And the people around your kids, whether it be their friends, they have more of an influence on your kids than the parents themselves. Because they gonna listen to their friends, man. And then the social media, as the brother's saying, that's now this is right, this is wrong. Now your kids, you don't have the ability to tell your kids or raise your kids to tell them and instill those values in them because the society is doing it, which is exactly what Esau wants.
And a lot of you parents need to be, you should be ashamed of yourself for playing into this devil's snare, man, because it's like it becomes a burden to you to have to watch over your child and spend time with them, whether you become negligent because you feel like, you know, you're gonna miss out on the things that you want to do, so you don't really have time for your children. So what do to basically keep your child's focus, you know, off of yourself? You hand them the PlayStation, you hand them the video games, you give them the phone, the tablets, to keep them preoccupied, you know, because you want to do what the hell you want to do. You want to be on social media. You want to, you know, watch whatever reality TV shows that they got out there, man. You want to be entertained, man.
And that's the spirit too, because we usually say the scripture where it says, "And the gift destroyeth the heart." We use that for Esau, but that applies to the parents giving the stuff to the kids too. Because the more your child is within the society dealing with social media and different mediums like that, the farther they are away from what you teaching them, man. So now instead of them listening to you, they rather listen to niggas like Kodak Black or listen to hoes like Cardi B, you know? So they really have more of an influence on your children than you do.
Exactly.
And Esau's controlling them.
What did you have?
I had Isaiah 5:2.
Real quick. This is Deuteronomy 28. This is the going back to the curse. All right. It says, "Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity."
It says, "Thou shalt beget sons and daughters," meaning you gonna have children, but you ain't gonna be able to enjoy them because you ain't gonna have a chance to. Time. Hey, you don't have enough time to enjoy your kids in the society. Plus all the constraints that Esau puts on the parents in the society, having to take your kids to doctors to get vaccinated.
Yeah.
You know, having them to do all these different go out of their way in order to just enjoy their kids within the society.
It's mandatory to get vaccinated for school.
Yeah, kind. You gotta have those records in order to enroll your kids within it, man. that's wickedness in itself. You know? What shows you that this man is the devil.
And you allowing this devil to harm your child, man.
Yeah.
You know, the vaccines, man, it has a lot of contaminants in it that alters your cognitive process, man. You know?
Methyl mercury.
Yeah. All those chemicals is meant to mess up your mental. That's why, you know, a lot of our children, you know, they take on that symptom of being autistic, man. You know?
They can't, or they'll diagnose your kid with because it's not the
ADHD.
doctors that diagnose the kids with ADHD. It's the teachers. The teachers are usually ones that say, I think something might be wrong with your child. You know, he's not paying attention.
Yeah.
He's not doing what I tell him to do. But really, the cause of that is that they're children and that they just hyper. You know, because a study was done in Texas for one of the elementary schools, and they said that a bunch of the kids there had ADHD, but really all they did was double the recess time for the kids, and they said that the kids was learning better because they were able to push out the energy that they had in the
burn it
schools,
off.
man. Yeah, burn it off. You know, it shows, hey, it just all goes to show the root of the problem. You know, you people fall into the system that Esau is planning. You know, because y'all saying, oh, well, maybe something is wrong with my kids. Because you don't really know your child because you're not able to spend time with them.
It's a fucked up cycle, bro.
And it just constantly repeats. And that's why you got scripture that say, minstrels women shall bring forth monsters. Hey, because within this society, hey, the mama is raising a child, the father is taking out the home, because now the mom is able to get benefits, she's able to get Section 8, she's able to get food stamps. You know, she's able to get all these different government assisted programs in her side, and she's able to put the father on child support. So now the father don't want to go around his kids because what? Because every time the mother is around him, she's able to put a restraining order on him or put a court case on him. Now the man is further going away from his children.
Yep.
You know? So now the mother is just raising the kids. And the kids are being broken because you need a man in the household to help raise children.
That's right.
Because the fear that you get from a man ain't gonna be the same fear that you get from a woman. That's just plain.
Esau knows that. Esau knows that.
Exactly, bro.
You know?
So now you allowing Esau to raise up your kids. Now that's why you got so many Jake in the prisoner pipeline situation, man, or just the incarceration system within itself. I got it. Yeah, I can drop that Isaiah. I got it.
Go ahead.
This is Lamentations 4, and this is 4 and
About the sea monster,
yeah,
right?
come on.
Yeah, man. You know, and hey, every year, you know, so-called Mother's Day, which is really Semiramis Day, it falls on a Sunday. So that's why we're able to come out here and while Jake and everybody in the world is trying to honor, you know, show fake honor to their mothers because the world told them to. We come out here and tell you the truth. Now we don't come out here and you know, we're not unfair. There's exceptions to the rule. You have certain mothers out there that do well with what they're given in the society, man. We ain't gonna take that from you know every woman. But the majority, the vast majority of the women here in the society, man, they have not been grown to be mothers because that's not American culture. It used to be, but that got taken away. And it was really used as an instrument to destroy the Jake family. Because these other nations, they always had their family intact. You know, and worked towards you tribes, man, but that was also under the curse. It goes back to the curses, man. You know, that we would be dysfunctional. The man would look at his woman with an evil eye. The woman, she look at her man with an evil eye. They always suspected each other of, you know, freaking off on each other, or, you know, I suspect that you might be doing something behind the scenes. I can't prove it. You know, you grow that insecurity and all type of shit, man. Which in this day and time, social media and you have access, especially these women. These women get access to go and mess around, man.
Yeah.
So you can't even trust them, man. That's why you got to keep them off of social media. But in this society, if you do that, or you being oppressive,
Yeah.
you being a tyrant, you know, these feminists are gonna come right after your ass, man. You know.
This Lamentation 4 and 3, It reads, even the sea monsters draw out the breast. They give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people has become cruel, like the ostriches in the wilderness.
Man, cruel like the ostriches in the wilderness, meaning they get very neglectful. Like especially the women on this side, man. Okay, and I'll speak for the Southern Kingdom. I don't know about the Northern Kingdom, but for the Southern Kingdom, for the so-called black women, man, I grew up watching it, man. The Wadiyah Bashmi Shai, that it didn't happen with my mother. You know, she actually, you know, for the most part, she did straight, man. She was straight with me and my sister. But for a lot of homeboys that I had in the world, they was raised by their mothers, and their mothers didn't have time for them. So that's why these niggas, they'll go out and let the streets raise them. That's why they'll go out there and join them gangs. That's why they'll form up some type of posse or some clique. Yeah. They don't want to be by themselves because they was missing out on affection in the household, man. You know, your mother cussing you out, talking shit about you. Yeah. You know, real harsh with you. She slapped the shit out you. You see videos of that on World Star Hip Hop, man.
Yeah, they let they kids smoke, like the baby smoke.
Yeah.
You know, and like the brother was saying, because the scripture said even the sea monsters draw out the breast. Hey, because it's beautiful how the Most High worded it, because a lot of times within the scriptures, he fits animals and the characteristics that they have to make them come to life. So when it says even the sea monsters draw the breast, when you look into the actual sea monsters, one specifically being the octopus mother lays thousands of eggs, man, when she has her babies, and she doesn't leave the egg side until they all hatch, even if it means that she has to die. So she doesn't leave to get herself food. She literally waits there the whole time, you know. And she's not the only animal that does it. But when the scriptures also compare our mothers to the ostrich, and it goes into Job, I have that precept too. Because the ostrich mother is a clumsy bird, man. It's a bird that can't fly, you know. And the ostrich, it tramples over the eggs and it'll crush them, man. Because that's what the women of our nation do. And as the brother said, speaking for the Southern Kingdom, I can do the same. I have cousins. Before one of my cousins, she was a woman, and she had a baby. The first baby she was taking care of. The second baby, she dropped the baby off at the fire station. Not the father's house, but the fire station, and left the baby. So the firemen end up bringing the baby inside the fire station and tried to contact basically one of my auntie. She contacted the fire station's contacted my auntie, and she had to take custody of the children because the mother left the baby in front of the fire station. So this is the first-hand thing that the nigga women of our nation do, man. Yeah. You know.
Hey, something like that happened in Compton a few years ago. You know, she basically she went and dropped her baby off right at the fire station. Yeah. You know, it's totally neglecting their children.
I got something. Still reading?
You can go ahead.
Man, a lot of you even have a lot of our people that are products of foster homes. Yeah, when the household is so dysfunctional because, you know, maybe the father is abusive with the mom, or the mother's too unstable, you know what I'm saying, and she can't keep a man in the house because she's bugged out of her mind. So that child, he's just raised in that element, and that's harmful for the child. So basically, Esau got to come in and take your child from you and give him over to a foster care, man. With a complete stranger raising your child, man. And you don't even know what type of individual that foster parent is, man. Yeah. Could be a damn drug dealer, man, or fucking pedophile, man.
Hey, because that's happening a lot too. You got a bunch of Edomites that's picking up Jake babies, man. You know, it's a celebrity couple that do it.
Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, they picking up Jake babies.
It's like a dog, or like a what do you call it? An accessory.
Yeah. And then you have a bunch of, like the brother was saying, pedophiles and gay Edomites that do it, man.
Homosexuals.
Yeah, that bring up Jake children.
Yeah. Did y'all see that? I got pissed, man, when I saw the video. You had two. They might have been Jakes, but there was two Edomites that had the Jakes, you know, they was playing with them, and the two little children, they had to be no older than 4 years old. They were probably like 3 and 4 years old, man. And they was basically telling them, "Kiss, daddy, kiss." Telling two faggot ass Edomite men to kiss each other, man. You know what I mean? Ruining the psyche of these Jake children, man. You know? So that's why this place, man, we hasten the coming of the day of our Lord, man. You know, you know, we hasten the coming of the day of our Lord, man. Because all this is gonna be made right when he comes back and lay the smackdown upon this society, man.
That's right.
Okay? This shit is too much, man. You know, when we get in the kingdom, man, we ain't gonna, none of this shit will be a worry anymore. We gonna enjoy our children. We ain't gonna have to worry about baby mamas and baby fathers, man. Children that are being neglected. You know, getting sent to homosexual foster care, man. Pedophile rings and shit, man. All this praise and Mother's Day, Father's Day, fuck all that, man. Okay? Nobody's really allowed to be a real true parent in this society, man. And if you are a good parent, then hey, man, that will be a reflection within your children.
Right.
Okay? Go ahead.
It's like how you be a good parent, man, by doing what the Lord says, man.
Exactly.
In his book, man.
That's right.
It's like if you're a good parent, you ain't celebrating this day, man.
Exactly. Exactly. You don't need the validation. You know what you put into your child. Okay?
This Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 56. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for her delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her boss, and toward her son.
That evil eye, man. You know, whether it be a jealousy, the spirit of jealousy come upon the woman. You know, she feel like she has to compete with other women for your affection. You know, hey, Aisha Curry, for example, showing you that the curses don't miss you, even you famous niggas, man. All that this woman got because of this, man, it didn't fail, man. She showed her true feelings, her inner feelings, man. She really feel that she shouldn't just belong to a multi-millionaire famous Israelite, man. She feel like she should have his eyes and all you men's eyes too.
So she's saying she want other men to commit adultery.
Yeah.
That's what she's saying.
Yeah. Which that's showing you how demonic the woman is. Because even Yahweh Shai said, even if a man look upon a woman, and talking about a married woman, if you look upon a married woman and lust after her in your heart, you have committed abomination already in your heart. And that's what she wants. Her desire is for other men to commit adultery in their mind with her. Mental adultery, man. This place is totally out of fucking pocket, man.
And where the Christians at?
Yeah.
Where the Christians at?
And she's supposedly, him and Stephen Curry, they're supposed to come up a Christian upbringing. What happened to the Christian values? That just went out of the window, huh? That's because she's surrounded by them them satanic Luciferians that she was sitting up with, man. Fucking Jada Pinkett. Okay? All them demons, man.
Hey, we ain't Jada Pinkett, oh my God. Hey, she should be hung up on a goddamn light post somewhere with the mothering job that she has done.
Man,
she's one of the worst parents ever. For real.
Mother of the century, man.
Her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her boss, and toward